have told me then, hey, the next 40 years of your life are going to be a blur, I wouldn't have believed it. Because I sit here now at 61, I'm getting ready to turn 62 this July, and I'm telling you, those 40 years in the military zoomed by. You might think right now you have the tiger by the tail. You might think right now you have all the time in the world. Folks, I'm telling you, it goes by quick. Whether you're a one-termer or whether you're a lifer, whether you're halfway through your military career at 10 years, whether you just entered sanctuary at 17 and a half, 18, it goes by quick. The question you need to start asking yourself today, do I have a plan? What is the plan? What am I going to be doing after? What am I doing now? What am I doing to prepare myself? And if the answer is I don't know, and if the answer is I don't have, then as they used to say on the old Batman TV series, same bat channel, same bat time, you need to keep tuning into this podcast so that you can get the knowledge, so that you can get the wisdom, so that you can get the tools that these gentlemen have to offer you. Thank you, Lou. I hope I didn't get long-winded.
No, it's very accurate. There is what's that saying, that the best time to start something is always now, right? Something like that. It's like now. So there's no, and you could have look, again, the education is, information's out there. Got to be willing to do the work or trust the people who are offering it to you or where it's coming from. But you could have a terrible FICO score and still buy a property. You're just not going to get as good terms as somebody with a greater FICO score. So if you have to start at a bad FICO score and then go to the middle and then go to improve it over time, excellent. That's how you do it. If you need to start with, I tend to go to the joke and the comedy sometimes. So I have to be responsible for that. So forgive me for my desire to always crack a joke. I'm not going to say this one, but it has to do with a lot of people living in a home together. Okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's actually not a bad idea. And really, I can't do the joke. So whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, we do it in college. There's cultures that do it. There's communities that do it. So start that way, or partner up with as a full-time single dad with 2 daughters for a good 13 years of their lives now, and it's not for the weak. I'll tell you that right now. It's not for the weak. And a lot of people will thank me and say, the acknowledgement, they go, man, that's really awesome that you did that. You're able to raise your daughters by yourself. How incredible, blah, blah, blah. And I take the compliment. But women have been doing this forever. So I thank you. And let's acknowledge these single moms who, man, yes, not an easy, and they got even, anyway, we know how the culture of women has finally been evolving. Culture for women, I should say. But you can start off with 2 families in a house and then split it. I've done mortgages with 3 families, buying a 3-family in urban environments, and they all move into the house, and then now it's like you could make it work. So there's ways of making it work. And the thing about being in the military, there is a God willing, you never have to deal with something that is violent against you personally or anybody for that matter. But there is an opportunity for stability over a period of time, where if you do handle it smart and wise, and you do manage what you're saying, how you allocate what you're spending money on, it is, you know what? Go frugal, go cheap, go. You know what? I'm eating here. Anything that I get for free, I'm doing this. Not free. I'm getting part of my job that I get this stuff provided. I take that word free back really bad. Like, I shouldn't even said free, because getting meals for being in the military is no different than a person gets meals working at a film studio. so only you're actually doing something like saving lives, right? So on that note, there's an opportunity to really lower all your costs and expenses while you're in the military, and take every single dime and just save it and save it and save it and save it, and then take advantage of the VA loan options. And I also recommend, try to buy a 2, 3, 4 family off the bat. Don't go right to the 1 family. Try to get something that rent. So you're kind of pointing to that, and that's more of a deep dive conversation. Yeah, I just want to benchmark that the time to start is always now.
Yes.
It really is. It really is. And but it doesn't have to be with us. Google, how to fix your credit. Google how to budget. Google, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But if you're not in action, I'm telling you, you're not being trainable.
Yeah, part of that action. Yeah, I agree with you, Lou. And part of that action, one of the things that's going to come with all of this, and what everybody that's listening to this, or needs to put in as a feather in their cap, or put this in their back pocket, or quite frankly, have in front of your face, and that's time and patience, because both are going to give you wonderful results. Because if you're impatient, you're going to do something stupid, or you're going to do something that is going to cause your time to increase exponentially.
Yes.
So you got to be patient on the route that you're going to take in order to get where you're going to go. And you got to allow yourself enough time in order to get there. So if you say to yourself, well, I'm going to get there in 2 years. Well, first off, is it realistic for 2 years? If it is, great. If it's, you don't want to set something that, you get there and you go, oh man, I didn't do it. The world hates me. No, maybe you just did not see, it realistically. We talked not too long ago, me and Lou, and we do this all the time, Eric, is talk about expectation management.
Yes.
What is your expectation, and is it realistic? Because once it doesn't meet your timeline, do you go back and reassess, or do you throw up your hands and get angry and start pointing your fingers and saying, you know what, if it weren't for this, if it weren't for that, or if it weren't for you, this would have occurred. But what was the expectation? What did you really look to get out of the event that you were trying to do or trying to get to? And so if you exercise, patience in there and have a realistic time with realistic expectations, you'll turn your situation around, whether it's credit score, whether it's relationship, or whatever the case may be. And the core value of all of that is being trainable, is understanding what it is that you're trying to get to and applying the things that you've learned and the things that are going to create, levels of growth as you move forward. You don't necessarily have to move up. The thing is, are you moving forward? You're not going backwards. You're not living in the past. You're not letting the past dictate your future, which you're dealing with right now. Right? So it's just, I just need to, I felt I needed to say that, because one of the things that we don't take into account is our emotions that literally control left, right, back and forth, up or down on what we're going to do or what we're not going to do and when we're going to do it. And if we don't get control of those and put them in the right framework of patience, time, and I forgot the other thing that I was talking about, but if we don't put those in those categories, we're going to implode. And, I don't mean explode, I mean implode. So, then we open ourselves up to all those other emotions that come in, those other factors of depression, anxiety, anger, and lashing out at people. And then it becomes self-talk, self-destructive stuff. And, it can happen in the mortgage business. It can happen anywhere. You have a goal of, I want to do 30 loans a month, and you're brand new in the business. Is that realistic? It might be. But are you going to start off with 10? Because first off, you got to build your base, right? So if you don't build that, but you're looking to come in and I want to do 30 loans. Hey, Lou, what do I got to do 30 loans? Who do I need to talk to? Are you going to give me the people that come in and do 30 loans? What are you expecting? I'm expecting to make $30,000 this month. Okay, what experience are you bringing to the table? What have you done? So it goes again about what you see somebody else have and what it takes for you to get to the point that you want to have what they have or experience that. So again, it's the expectation management, it's the patience, and it's the time. And if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have the patience, you're not going to make 30 loans because you're impatient to learn how to do that. If you don't give yourself enough time, you'll never make that because you're too impatient and you've got a squish amount of time of doing it. And if you don't make that, now you've got, I'm impatient, I didn't give myself enough time, and I had an expectation that Lou would make sure I get 30 loans within the 30 days. So I'm looking for that. So Lou, you let me down. And that's a fallacy because we're coming in with unrealistic expectations, with the unrealistic of the amount of time it's going to take, with an unrealistic of the not having any patience because we didn't do what we needed to do in the first place to get where we say we want to get to. But there is a period that we need to be realistic about in order to get there. And that's where the emotions of anger, disappointment, and everything else come about, because one of the things we have to realize, which both of you have said, it's you that will create the unrealistic expectation, the patience, the impatience, and the time, because you have not actually looked at what you're doing or why you want to do it.